Hi guys, so like I said in the previous Diamond Press video, I'm just going to hit the ground running with reviews. So I want to finish up some Christmas in July things, and to be honest, this is the first year I've really gotten into that, and I suppose we all need a little Christmas cheer, right? Especially during these days. I think it was nice, so it was really fun. These items I'm going to show you that I'm going to work with were sent from Diamond Press free for my review, and all opinions are my own. And if you go to mydiamondpress.com and you use the code VCDP, you will get 15% off your purchase. They have free shipping every day, and that is also an affiliate code for me, so I will make a small commission if you purchase any items using that code. So real quickly before we get too far into this, since I just uploaded the last video with a premiere, which was really fun sitting with you guys, and I didn't hear anything in the video because I'm just chatting away, so I thought it was kind of funny, and I heard that from a lot of you guys. Are like, I have to go back and watch the video now because I was too busy chatting. So it was really fun, fun way to watch a video, a new, premiere. But I heard a lot from you. So one of the things I talked about in there was getting your free stamp set. These are limited. So if you place an order on mydiamondpress.com, again, while supplies last, $65 or more before the discount. So obviously you add VCDP, it's going to drop it down 15%. But as long as you had 65 or more in your cart, and they're still in stock, these one of these will be shipped to you. It's not going to be something that you'll see in your cart or that you add to your cart. It'll just be added to your order when they ship it out. Okay, so this is the little hedgehogs giveaway for people who watch my channel. So thank you so much. That was really sweet of Diamond Press to do that. So make sure to check that out. Again, you don't have to add it. Just use the code, and if you had 65 or more in your cart and they're still available, you will get one in your order. So today I have a few of these, and I want to give 2 away. So I'm going to use one. It's called Believe in Magic, and I'm going to give 2 of them away. And you guys already know my giveaways are super easy, super basic. All you have to do is subscribe to my channel, be 18 years of age or older, give a thumbs up, say enter me. You can say whatever else you like, a question or whatever, but I won't respond to questions in these giveaways because I don't want to mess up the order of the giveaway. But go ahead and say enter me. And for me, I always make mine international pretty much, unless it doesn't make sense to. So this is international. You can enter it, however you like there. And I will have the end date be August 1st. I just made that up. So on August 2nd, I'll make a video, and August 2nd is my birthday, so I will make a video for the 2 winners, announcing the 2 winners on that day, okay? So just, you can see the rules at the very end there. So these 2 sets, I think, because we're finishing up Christmas in July, I think are fun ones to use. So again, Believe in Magic, it's very cute. It has a lot of kind of more, I would say juvenile, but not really, because the Santa Claus and the different things and the little handwriting, you can work it either way, but I'm going to use the stocking because it's very cute that you can lay out the different colors, and that's what it's intended for, is to color in that base stocking. And then it has the dies for all the different things. And it also includes, I believe, Happy Holidays and Merry Christmas. And then I'm going to use the Holiday Greetings set too. And so I'm going to do something kind of artsy today. You do not have to do anything like this. Obviously, when I say artsy, it's going to have some steps, okay? So obviously you can use it more in a basic manner, but I'm probably going to use this little plate that says Joy, which is really cute. You can also use that as a stencil. Lots of different dies in here, and I'll have the links to all the different items in the description box if you want to see these specific items. And then I think I'm going to use this too, and I'm going to use this in a different way. This is the block numbers die set, and I want to use it in a way that makes like a stamp made out of foam. Very easy. People do it all the time, so I just want to do that and add that in. So to get started, I do have a few different things here. Let me move this to the side. And let me situate myself, because this is going to have quite a few steps. So I have a piece of just cream colored cardstock. This is going to be my card base. It's 8.5 by 5.5, and of course we're going to score it at 4 1/4, or just fold it like I normally do, but I'm going to go ahead and score. I'm going to be a good girl. Let me grab this here at 4 1/4. So it's standard A2 size is what I'm working with here. Sorry, I hear the UPS guy at the neighbor's house. Okay, so let me put this back here. And then I have a couple pieces of paper. This is just some burgundy cardstock. I thought it was a pretty color. I'm going to use my nesting set, rectangle nesting set from Diamond Press that was available on HSN. If it's still available, there'll be a link for it. I'm not sure. If you see something like this on Diamond Press's site currently right now, my Diamond Press, they're small guys, okay? So just know that they do have some layering things like this, but they're smaller, okay? And you can read about the sizing. Hopefully they'll have the information there. I'm just gonna trim this out real quick. And then we're gonna do some fun stuff for our background. That's the part that I was gonna get a little bit artsy with, okay? So let me get this in here. I did cut down my paper just so hopefully I didn't do anything that's gonna be too right on the edge there. I'm gonna have to cut it again, we'll see. Now we got it, okay. So this is going to nest on this. This is the largest of the rectangles, so it's like a 4 by 5 1/4-ish, a little bit bigger than that. And I wasn't sure exactly what size I was gonna cut out, so I think I did cut this a little bit too big. So let me trim this down just a little bit. I'm just gonna take this and probably trim it down. Let me see what we have. I had it at 4 by, no, I had it 3 3/4 by 5, and that's too big. So let's do 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. See what that looks like. I'm just gonna trim it down and I'll be right back. Okay, so I did get that cut down to 3 1/2, like I said, by 4 3/4. And so this is all gonna mat up. Something like that, okay? But we're gonna mess around with this. Of course, you do not have to do any of this. I just wanted to do something extra, and you guys really liked the last Friday video when I did kind of a fun background. So I'm gonna take, oh, this is Centura Pearl Snow White. And so it has a pearlescent tone to it. And I kind of like that. I think it'll make the back pop. So I'm using frayed burlap. I'm just gonna put some down. And then I'm gonna take some Mowed Lawn. These are just distress inks. And I'm not going to let them mix too much, okay? Because they will make some horrible colors here. So we have Barn Door. Again, just be very careful. This time I'm just gonna spritz it just barely. Just enough to get that going. And I'm gonna bring my little paper, and if you don't like the way it looks, you can just turn it over and use the other side. Ooh. So see how I left it kind of squarish? So I am gonna mix them, but not too much. And I can even bring a towel over, like let's say I'm gonna take up some of this red. And get a little red maybe over here. And get a little more of that brown. You know what, I'm gonna squirt one more time with water because it looks like it's a little bit dry here. Get a little of that. This bottom corner here. And right in the center. So already I have a lot of color put down on here. I don't need too much more, okay? So as you can see, it's built up. There's quite a bit of color on here. I'm gonna stop here because I don't want to continue going too far with this. Let me clean up a little bit. I'm gonna hit this with a heat gun because I want it to dry a little faster so we can keep working. And then I'm gonna do some layering. So I'll put this to the side for a second, but you see that pearlescent tone? It just makes the colors look different because they're on pearly stuff. I'm gonna bring out just my little die and press stamping tool here. And let me grab this. So on this one, what I'm gonna do is just make my own set of words. And these are all very Christmassy, holiday words. So I think it's just fun to kind of grab some of these and make your own background. That's basically what I'm using this for, and then the die. But all kinds of different fonts, you know, so let's get Christmas, and it's really nice and big. So I am stamping on a very small background, right? If this was a different size card, I would have more room to play, but I just put Christmas on there. Let's do wishing you peace and love. I'm just throwing it on here, okay? Because what I'm gonna do is make my own kind of like little background stamp that we're just gonna play with. We have ho 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 here, and this one's more of a solid wording. And I'm gonna put that one over here. And then we have greetings. And again, I'm just messing with this. I don't know what's gonna happen. Okay, so let's put that one there. Oh, I would love an and. We always like an and, but I think that will be okay. I'm just trying to... Nah, that's fine. Okay, let's see what happens. And I'm gonna stamp this with the brown ink. We have our frayed burlap. And since this is the first time using this, I don't know how well, but at the same time, it's also just distress ink, so it always wants to kind of just bubble away. And again, I'm just gonna start stamping just to get some background, some words in the background. Okay, and we made it ourselves. Just something fun. right? A little bit up on the top, a little bit down on the bottom. And that's probably it. I just wanted like little Christmas words on here, as you can see. Cute, right? Okay, let me clean this up and let me clean this off. I'm just gonna wipe them off, put them back, and we'll continue. For the next part, I'm gonna make my own numbers. I'm gonna cut out the numbers 25 for like Christmas, the 25th, right? This is just craft foam in a color that I probably wouldn't use otherwise, so I'm just going to pop out. Oopsie, 25. And we'll just cut that out real quick. Again, you can tape them down if you feel like they're gonna move, but they should be okay. Especially with the foam, they should stay there pretty well. These are definitely small enough to go through your original diamond press. And I'm going to use, like I said, like a stamp. But before I move on to use them as a stamp, I want to add some texture. Because you can definitely stick this down. Obviously, you have to stick them down backwards. So when you go to stamp it, it makes sense, right? So you have 25. But I'm going to run through an embossing folder just to give them some texture. And I still have my embossing folder sitting here from the other day. So I'm going to use like this Baroque one. And I want to make sure it's going to be really imprinted. So I'm going to put in a scrap piece of paper with it just in case, just to make sure it prints real well, that it has some really good oomph. Okay. It's just a little, not so much mixed media, it's all ink and things, but I think it's just a fun extra thing we can do. And hopefully you can see the numbers have like textured on them now. I don't know if you can see it very well. There. All right. Let me grab a block and some tape so we can stick this to it, and we'll stamp it. If it's backwards, it's going to be backwards, but since we're using a clear block, you can see right through it, so obviously. But if you had your stamping block like this, you have to put them on backwards. So when you stamp, they're stamped correctly, right? But we're just going to do that. I am going to add some tape runner on here. And they don't have to be level. I think it's kind of fun if they're a little bit off. And I'm going to take the red ink. We got barn door here. Hopefully you can still see the texture. It's a little bit, yeah. Just making sure they're inked up. And just start stamping. Hopefully people understand why I'm putting 25 on here, right? For Christmas. Here we go. And maybe down here. So it's just another fun thing you can do just to add some texture. There's also snowflakes in the kit. I was like, okay, maybe I can stamp some snowflakes, but I think this is good enough for our background. I think that's really fun. And so let's move on to doing our stocking. Okay, so I'm going to use a stamping tool for this, but I think this is generous enough that you can probably just see through it and not have that big an issue. But I am going to use a stamping tool just to make it easier, and there we go. So I'm going to use this black outline, or this outline, and stamp it in black. I guess it's not black, that's up to you, whatever color you want to make it, right? And I'm using some cream colored paper, so the paper already has some color to it. I'm going to butt it all the way up to the corner and just stamp it. Let's do some VersaFine. The inks I'm going to use are water-based, but it doesn't really matter. It's just I need black ink. Okay. And I already knew that was going to be great because it's a nice fine detail stamp. They usually stamp pretty well first time out. So let me wipe that off. And then I'm going to take something else. I guess I'm going to go with the stripes. I think that's nice and that's cute. But there's dots, there's, you know, your plaid pattern, there's just regular stripe instead of like this kind that's a little bit to the side there, but that's what I want. And I'm going to line it up as best I can. Hopefully, I'm going to stick my head in here. Just making sure. That looks pretty good to me. I don't know. We will see. We will see. Okay. And I guess I'm going to stamp this with the same red I've been using. Even though this is Barn Door, it's more of a Christmassy red. And I use burgundy background paper, but I think it'll be a fine. Oh my gosh, look at that. Perfect. So what I try to do when I was laying it up is there's edges, right? When you look at it from the back side, it's going to look fatter, right? Because the stamp kind of opens up this way as it gets towards the base. So I was looking past that little ridge right there. I was looking past those little ridges and trying to line up the finer line that you can kind of see through too. Just a little tip, you know. And that worked out really well. So now let's see about this next one. Ooh. I'm probably going to leave the little loop plain, but they do have another one for the little loop even if you wanted to do a different color on that. So this guy is just a plain little dude there. And hopefully you see what I'm saying. See how it bevels? Stamps kind of bevel down. So I'm lining it up with this bottom edge. I'm not looking at this top at all. I'm kind of looking through that to try and make sure that the very edge of my stamp is where I want it. And we will see. Okay, I'm gonna use the Mowed Lawn. And this one is a big, thick piece of stamp, so I really want to make sure to ink it up really well. And of course, because it's... Oh my gosh! I like the way that looks. That's not intentional, I don't think. But I just like the way it looks kind of fuzzy, like a stocking. What I would say is Distress ink is notorious for, you know, it's a dye ink, so it's water-based, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that's intentional. I think it's supposed to be flat. But that's actually really cute, so I'm going to leave it just like that. If you don't like it, just keep inking and stamping until it's a full color. But look at that. I like that texture. All right, we're good to go. Okay, let me grab the dies and we'll trim that out. And we're almost done. I almost forgot. We have this. So, okay, if you look at, and that's what reminded me, if you look at the die set, it has so you can cut it out with the topper or with the candy canes, right? So it's two different toppers. You can put candy canes in there, or you can put leaves, the holly leaves or pine tree. It looks like pine leaves. But if you don't want to use those at all, you don't have to do it. So what I would do is just go ahead and trim it out and then just trim off that piece. Right, that piece that's kind of extra sticking out here. And I might not even have room for it, to be honest, where I stamped it. Let me see. So maybe I'm just going to leave it the way I have it. I have plenty of green on top there anyway. Yeah, so I'm just going to cut it off. Well, let me see here. Yeah, I'm just going to do what I initially was going to do. But, oopsie, just so you know you have that option, right? And then I didn't even get the die. Oh my goodness. Let's grab a die. You know what? I think I'm going to get this one. I think this one would be the easiest one to cut away from. And again, we're just going to place this on here, and you can see pretty well through here. It's going to leave kind of a space around the edge. So I just want to make sure I have it front, back. Not too bad. Okay, sorry, I didn't know why I cut off there, but here we go. So somebody had mentioned about their folders being warped. They warp. This is the same exact folder I've been using since I got the marquee. When was that, in April? And then I switched out for one other one for when I do a large card base, because sometimes if you put a large card base in a really warped one like this, it'll pinch it, but it'll still cut. Like there's no, you know, problem. It just doesn't look great, but it still cuts. So I'll put that to the side there. And what I'm gonna do is just trim out the rest of this piece that I left on here. Where are my little scissors? I will be right back. Okay, so of course they're right in front of me. So I'm just gonna trim this off because I chose not to do anything there. But if you had put your little candy canes, it'd be adorable. And it's that easy. All right. One last thing before we put everything together, I am going to cut out the word joy. It is kind of big, so it's going to take up a lot of my little cards because of the way I layered everything up. But I think it'll be lovely. And you can cut out any of these words. Oopsie, sorry guys. Kind of loud. And I have a burgundy piece here. Does it fit? Yes. All right. So I'm just going to cut out this joy. And you know what? I'm going to cut it from my other folder. Because I want to make sure it doesn't snag at all and just stays kind of flat. So that was fun. Hopefully that was fun for you guys, because I know a lot of times we just kind of stick to basics and just, you know, cut the paper and put the thing together. But again, you can use these negative pieces, would be really cute. Not too busy. I think you can do it pretty easily. And you can also use this as a stencil. What I would do is put maybe some washi tape around the edges, just so, you know, you have a little more room to stencil and not like damage, or not damage, but like, you know, get ink or paint or whatever where you don't want it. So I've already been stacking things up over here, and there we go. That was my idea. We will see. Let's see what happens when we put this all together. So, get this going. And again, if you want to distress more around everything, ink it all up. Of course, that always looks nice to do a little extra. Then we got this guy. I'm gonna, whenever I go out of the screen, I'm basically rubbing this against my tripod legs to flatten it out. It kind of helps get it all flattened out and rounded. So what's nice about this Centura Pearl, it's not your basic Centura Pearl, it's the double-sided, is that you can use water-based markers, water-based things on it, and it works really nicely. So I always want to make sure I have a lot of tape on that so it can really flatten it out. So again, a lot of the words might even get covered up. I'm going to turn this over. But I think it was really fun. Nice little background. Cute. Now I haven't really decided what I was going to do with this, but I do want this to like hang off of here, basically. Cute. I think I will pop it up. And then there's lots of little hollies in the set that you can cut out, which I always think is adorable to just add here and there. I'm just trying to get this wherever I can get some. I'm going to leave this one a little bit flatter. And then the stocking's going to pop up a little bit higher than this piece is what I'm envisioning. Let's see where we're going to put that. Put this. Right up here somewhere. I'll finish pushing that down when I'm ready. And then this guy, I'm just going to add this. But dimensional adhesives, and if you want 2 different levels like I'm doing, what you can do is stack up 2 dimensional adhesives on top of each other. That seems to work. Or I do have some dimensional adhesives that's like much thicker than the other type. Like sometimes the adhesive itself might have different thicknesses, so you can pick those out however. And I think I want to put that there, like if it's on there. So let's move this up just a little bit. And that is today's card. I hope you guys like it. A little traditional, a little funky. I think it's a lot of fun. Again, play with the colors. You know, like I said, this is more Christmassy red than like the burgundy I chose on the outside. But I think that's really pretty, nice artistic card made from your diamond press materials. So enter the giveaway, guys. Again, read the rules. They're coming up right next. And thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you all at the next one. Bye now.